Oh, come on.
What are you doing?
Is this bloody...
We're live.
We are live now, actually.
Come on, Steve.
1, 2, 3, go.
D-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
And here we are again, once again. It's Sunday. And Motley Crew here with Marcus. And hang on, I've just got to move people around, Rick. In my absence, they moved each other around. I don't want to play that. John wants to, that's better. Right. Are we happy now? Right. Okay.
I'll put my hands up.
So, yes, as you can see, my green screen's changed tonight. It's not actually a green screen. It's actually a real screen.
Oh, it's a green screen.
You put Stephen Deere in your green screen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stephen Deere from I've got to get it right. Exploring Murphy and Beyond by e-bike.
But it's not all about e-bike.
It's not about e-bikes. So this show is not about e-bikes. It's about drones and e-bikes, or drones, not be e-bikes, but just catch up with his chat on his YouTube channel. So
He's got 2 members.
And
Also.
Yeah.
Kevin, don't do that to me. Disappeared
No,
on my screen. So how's Jackie? You all right, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm a bit hot. I'm going outside.
Jackie's
I'm in my
got.
holiday.
I don't know. She's obviously she's looking for somewhere to purchase herself at the moment. And Kev, how are you? You're in UK at the moment on your own, mate. How's the weather?
Bloody horrible. It was okay yesterday, fantastic. Then today, cloud, rain, showers.
Well, to be honest with you, Kev, I actually read that was going to be a really nice week in the UK, and I thought everyone was saying a moment ago, "You're going to Spain? It's going to be hotter here." I said,
Yeah.
No, mate, I don't think so.
No, what it is, the UK had their summer yesterday.
That's
Well, that was it. Yeah.
But Spain have an elongated summer. They have it for like about 320 days of the year.
Not this year, we didn't.
And Terry, Terry, you're going off to the UK, what, in a couple of days?
Yep, on Tuesday night, leave here at 10 o'clock at night.
So how long is it going to take you to get to the UK show? Is it going to take you 2 or 3 days, or?
About 2 days. We
Right.
get there on Friday.
Well, hopefully while you're over the UK, because I'll be back home by then. By the time you leave, I know I will. And hopefully we can catch up and...
Well, that would be good.
So who have we got in the chat anyway? Anyone? Or
Everyone.
Yep, we've got Kim, Laurie.
My mouse has been stupid. It won't work for some reason.
Well, it's not just your mouse, Steve.
It's probably dead.
I'm just going to totally ignore your mouse and perhaps you'll go away. Right, let's have a look. That might be company battery, yeah. These things.
Oh, poor Mandy, she's been chucked inside.
£60 for a mouse that doesn't work. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I'm on my mobile. Can't see any live chat at the minute, so sorry if I don't anyone.
Yeah. Who fancies? Who fancies the Mini 3?
Yeah, I can use the.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
So do I.
iPhone.
So, Kev, did you order?
Not yet, because I've got a couple of questions that you might be able to answer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So the Mini 3 remote controller, I've seen it that somebody's posted it as 700 nits.
700. That's what I understand. Yeah.
That's not that
Well,
bright.
that's not as good as. It's not as good as the Crystal Sky, then.
No.
No.
But here's what it does for me. What it won't do is dim down my iPhone. My iPhone will dim down to the point that you practically can't see it. So I'm saying for the little bit extra, I think it's an extra $150 for that.
£840 for the drone, and
Fantastic
that
price.
remote control. And then another £149 for the extra 2 batteries, like the Flymore kit, as they
The
call
fly
it. I
more
think.
kit, right?
Flymore,
Well, I
Flymore,
think you
whatever
only
they call
need
it.
you only need the one battery at the moment, in my opinion, because I've got the Mini 2, so I'd be using that as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Well-
Terry.
Yeah. Now Kim's saying that it's not ready. Why not, Kim? I think you
Well,
said that about the
because-
Mavic 3. Not Kim, sorry. Code Action.
Yeah, it's
Mavic 3, some of the features are not working on it yet.
No.
well, not that I'm aware of. Some of the
I
reviewers have shown.
I saw a review like that as well, and some of the bits were greyed out.
Now, what was that because they had got it as a tryout model?
Oh, might be, yeah.
Maybe some of the very early ones, but everything that it's supposed to have on it is working right now.
Yes.
Now,
It could have been they might have beta versions of it. They got beta versions. It wouldn't have all been working because they wouldn't have developed it, would they?
I suspect what Chuck is referring. I suspect that what Chuck is referring to is the fact that people are quite anxious to get the drone in their hands. Nobody really has any shipping dates yet, so.
Well, they put it back a week, exactly a week. It's the 17th of May.
Yeah. So we'll see. I ordered direct from DJI, and I ordered even before they went live with it. I got in very, very early.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what they did. I also ordered that endurance battery pack, so I'll have the regular battery that came with the kit, and
the only thing to take into consideration, obviously that extra battery puts it over 250 grams. I don't know if anyone's aware of that.
You can't buy that in the EU.
You can't buy it in the EU.
Oh, that's right. You can you? That's right. I forgot about that.
But you do. The UK obviously is now outside the EU, so whether you can buy it in the UK.
Good point. I don't think there will be because it won't be a 250 gram drone. So you can buy it, but don't expect to use it as a 250 gram drone because you won't be able to.
No.
Although the label on the drone says 250 grams. So
No,
Mr. Policeman's got scales in his pocket.
It's on the battery. Yeah, Stephen knows it's on the battery. Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So in the US, it's not that big a deal for me. I'm as a Part 107 pilot, I have to license it as a commercial drone anyway, so I really don't care.
No. You see, I wish we had the Part 107 over here because it'd be a lot simpler. I mean, the equivalent to our 107 is a lot more complicated and complex than the 107. You have to do practical flying and all sorts of stuff. You have to be a pilot, basically, to fly on a real plane. So I got that's why I wouldn't spend. I don't want to spend the money on it. 600 quid.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Steve, since we're on that subject. Say I was going to come over to either the UK or Spain. Would I be okay just as is to fly a sub 250 gram drone, or would I have to take some sort of a test?
In the UK, you'd have to register it as a drone flyer.
Okay.
Which is a very, very, very simple.
Yeah.
You pay £9 and that's it. End of story. You get an ID number and that's it. In Spain, you have to jump through hoops, jump through hurdles, have a couple of balls.
Well, that's where you'd be better off registering in Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Or Ireland.
Which would then, or Ireland, yeah. Well, I think Luxembourg.
Terry, am I right in saying the Luxembourg thing was only because I done the Luxembourg thing, but that doesn't really entitle me to fly in Spain.
No, it does. It entitles you to fly in the European Union.
Well, so let me ask you this, Terry. So Terry, if I was to come over in Spain and I was flying with you, you and I were in the same group flying, could I still fly the drone and then you are considered the pilot in charge? Because in the U.S. you could do that, and I know in Canada too. For instance,
I think that would work. Personally, I really do. But where we fly,
there's such remote areas. I don't think there's a problem. I think you try to do commercial work in Spain. I think you would have problems. Where Jackie and Terry go flying, when I've been out flying with them, I'll tell you what, you don't see anything apart from insects, and maybe a snake. You're certainly not going to see anyone who's going to ask you, "Excuse me, sir, can I see your evidence of your pilot license?" And go, Yeah,
But-
that snake run off of it.
For instance, Steve, if you came to the U.S. and we wanted to go out flying, and you wanted to do some kind of commercial work, if I was with you, you could still fly and do the sticks, and I could say, "Hey, I'm Part 107. I'm the pilot in charge,"
Right.
and you'd be fine.
So what if I was to come out and not do commercial? What if I wanted to come out and just fly a drone, say like go down like the Snake Canyon? And just,
All you have to do is
we go. Boom.
you spend $5 to get a number, just like you're talking about in the UK. Go on the FAA website.
Okay.
$5, you got a number, you're good to go.
Because realistically, you probably get away without doing that, wouldn't you? But then, you see, I mean, the one thing that that people have moaned about in the past, Gary was was a bit he wasn't happy about it, was registering and paying the government €9, £9 or so. But the way I see it is that for a hobby where you pay thousands of pounds for the equipment.
Yeah, what's another?
What does it do, mate? No. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat here. Unfortunately, I can't. You have to excuse me a little bit because I'm. And Jennifer, Brian. Hi, Brian.
See, Jerry says he went to the US from Canada.
Jerry
Bauer, have you seen his comment there? Steve?
I can't.
Sorry.
Can't see anyone's light. That's why.
Yeah, he just took the trust test.
This one, yeah.
So what he's referring to is when you register your drone, you spend $5 to register your drone. There's a test that's about 20 questions that you're always going to get it 100% right, because if you give it a wrong answer, it tells you what the right answer is. And the point of it is education, right? They want you to educate you, so that's why they do that.
I think that's similar to the one in the UK, though, isn't it? Where there are multiple choice questions. I remember when I did it, but you just can't foul. Almost.
Right.
Well, the one in the UK, you can take it. I'm sorry.
You can take it as many times as you want.
Sorry, Gary, I stand credit. It wasn't. Sorry, but it sounded like it was the money. It wasn't the money. It was the principle of actually paying. And as Gary says, say the way of freedom sold about. And whilst I agree, but at the end of the day, I think, do you know what? I don't like paying income tax. I don't like paying national insurance. I'm only every choice.
You have to have a.
It's another. Gary. It's just another form of tax, isn't it? That's all it is. Making money out of bloody things. That's it.
You have to have a driving license to drive. You just have to have a bit of.
Well, a mate of mine goes fishing. He pays £50 a year for rod licenses. He pays another £600 a year to go to the lake he chooses. But again, it's his choice. He could turn around and say, "Do you know, I'll just go fishing. It'd be lots easy, wouldn't it?" And
if I was him, I'd just go to the fish market and buy the damn fish.
And go and say, "Look at the bloody I've caught here. Look at this. I've caught a trout." You caught a trout. Really?
Yeah, look at it. It's a size of that.
Yeah. Look, I caught a cod. And it's battered as well.
Anyway, Gary, I hope you've done the competition tonight because it's the new Mavic 3 Pro. So good luck.
Oh, that's right. That's going on.
Which
Jerry Bauer. So, for instance, if I went up to Canada and I went up over with Jerry Bauer, I could fly a bigger than 249 gram drone if I was with him, because he has his license and he'd be the pilot in charge. Now, if I'm not with somebody like that, all I can legally fly in Canada is a sub 250 drone.
Sub 250, yeah.
Unless I take the Canadian test, which I could do that, but then I'd also have to get what they call a special flight operations certificate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bit of a faff.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Gary says, we've always paid taxes for decades, and we've enjoyed flying the model aircraft. We interfere on taxes. It's all true, but I think, Gary, realistic. I think it was done for different reasons. So it's done for different reasons. They would say they do it for different reasons. The reason they're doing it is because they're trying to register people. But the only problem, what they haven't really thought of, is that the people who are causing problems with drones and whatever are not going to register anything. We are the mugs who are being realistic. Yeah, we are mugs. It's as simple as that. But you know,
When the first motor cars came out, I bet they didn't have licenses for them.
no, you didn't take driving license. I remember my grandfather and grandmother. Neither of them. They just got issued a driving license. That's it.
Steve's so old.
Yeah.
That's how he got his.
Yeah.
That was the chariot.
When someone told me the other day I've got a granddad's license. Hello, who's this? Sally. We've been sent to the naughty room.
Well,
Oh, Sally.
It's because me and Steve want to do the show out here, or rather,
No, you want to do the show
I
out
want to do the show outside. So I said, "You lot, get in there." So they've had to come to do it. What I should really do is walk in here with this laptop and say,
Yes, hey.
I'm not sure I should be so nasty. Yes, Sally, we're talking about you.
Poor Sally.
Yeah, and he'll give you a slap.
You go in and say to Mandy, Terry can't do it. Can you do the joke tonight?
So I'll go and ask her, Terry.
Yeah, see what she says.
Oh, I'll go and ask her.
Oh, yeah. Look on here. It's okay. We've got the booze.
No, that's typical.
They asked me if I can have some of their booze. They're bloody good. I'll bring them on holiday to Spain, drive all the way in. Abscess in my tooth and on the right state. I was doped up on tablets for about 2 days.
Oh dear.
Oh, nothing worse than a. Well, we went out last night for a meal down the pool, and I had a glass of really cold water to help it. All of a sudden, his abscess burst in my mouth.
Oh, dear.
And I had to quickly. Sorry, no one eating late. I'm sorry, but I had to quickly run to where's the toilet? He said, "Good."
Oh, dear.
Terry,
I wouldn't expect.
Where's
I've
that?
got some good news.
Yes.
Mandy's going to do it for you.
Oh, you
Yeah.
Mandy's going to do the joke tonight.
When?
Terry's joking
Tonight.
Did she?
She's coming. She's going to do it tonight. Yeah.
So Terry, you're gonna have to stick
She's in
around
the
for
green.
that.
At the moment, she's in the green room.
Oh.
Is that
Yeah.
the green?
Must be. Yeah.
She'll chicken out.
So Steve, is our guest in the green room?
No.
Oh,
No.
Anyway, I'll tell you what. Wait. I did a bit of video of the show last week, and I didn't get time to show it. This is the guy. I've forgotten his name, so you have to excuse me. But he was a guy who. What did he do? Oh, Al's here, but I'll bring him in a minute. This is the one who did the things on the mini map.
Snack time. Oh, Chris now. The waiter's here. The butler.
I don't want Chris. I want a drink. What's the matter with you?
What do you want?
I want a drink. I'll say she'll tell me what it is. I can't say it's live on the show. That's my brother-in-law, by the way. If anyone comes tomorrow, he's not really. He's an unpaid slave. Hurry up! What do you think we bring him on holiday? We bring him on holiday to be a slave, all right? So all the slave jokes out of one. Anyway, this was one of the very first being trips of night flights of the new Mini 3 Pro. If I can find it, ladies. Hang on, gotta find it first. And the only problem is I haven't got a mouse, so I'm struggling. Oh my goodness, it can't get any worse, can it? There it is.
That's me.
This is the right one.
Okay, second test with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. This time a low light nighttime shot on this. The camera on here we know is an f1.7 aperture, so it should be really good quality in low light. Let's go and test it out. Oh, for those asking how bright this screen is as well, look how bright this screen is here. So this is incredible. I know it's low light, but it's like it lights me up, it's that bright. No problems with this controller. Anyway, got the drone going. It's nearly dark. I'm going to stay here until we'll get pretty much a completely darkness shot soon, but let's go and do a bit of low light testing with this as well. Hopefully it's really good. looking absolutely outstanding, especially through this screen. The brightness on this screen is currently on about 10%, 20% brightness. Full brightness on here, I'm going to have to turn it down. It's actually too bright when it's like this. So the screen on here, the experience is really good. I can't wait to see what this looks like on the laptop as well, but through this screen, the low light on here is incredible. Wish you could actually see through the phone camera. I wish I brought the better camera. That it's really bright, so the position lights on the back of it stands out so much more than the Mini 2. So that's a fantastic advantage to this drone as well, especially flying at night. So we're going to fly now towards Blackpool Tower. To say, it looks great on the screen. The battery life is still on 72% battery life, so that's great. Let's go over there and see how this turns out. Okay, so I'm now at Blackpool Tower, just in front of it. So the gimbal panning on here, it can pitch up 60 degrees. So without even increasing the altitude of the drone, I'm just going to pitch up and see what that looks like. So it's at 39%. We're still going. This gimbal pitch is incredible. Absolutely amazing. So that was absolutely brilliant. The low light through this controller, which is also lighting my face, is my own special light for this video. I can't wait to see what this looks like. It looks brilliant through the controller. I'm amazed. The camera on here is really good. The photos look good, videos look good. What do you think? What does it look like for the actual video? Comment down below. But the f1.7 on here, this is the drone you need. See you in the next one. Comment down below what you want to see next. See you all soon. Bye bye. I filmed all this in Blackpool for the sake of this video. We're going to pack away and try and get out of here as quick as possible before I never see you again. See you later.
There you go.
Hey, question.
A very long video there.
Question for you, Steve. At the
Yeah.
very end of that video, he talks about wanting to get out of there quickly. Was there some kind of problem with him flying at Blackpool?
Well, I don't think there would have been personally, but I don't really know the area to the extent whether there's any sort of no-fly zones. I mean, if it's a no-fly zone, of course, then yes. Gary lives near that neck of the woods. He may know the answer to that question. I don't know.
Yeah, Gary did say there might be.
Find
If you
a
don't like,
drone around
yeah,
Blackpool.
yeah, he might.
Everyone's going to be watching your videos.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking to Steve when we was watching this video, and you know, and the question I said is, hang on, how do I know the Mini 2 isn't as good as that at night time? I've never flown it at night time, so I've no clue. So, Marcus, you got a Mini 2? Have you ever flown it at night time?
I have never flown my Mini 2 at night. Now, I would say that it's not going to be that good simply because it has a smaller
There's a
sensor.
camera.
So
Yeah,
there's no,
yeah.
there's no way. Yeah.
I did. I flew mine New Year for
right.
fireworks.
Right,
And that
yeah,
pretty good.
Kim didn't point out a question here. Kim point out that the fact that he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing, flying over people. However, flying over people, but not classed as a crowd. That's the law with a 250-gram drone. You can fly over people. You cannot fly over a crowd of people. Now when
Depends
people
how
say,
many people were at that fair.
and what is the difference of a crowd? A crowd of people is basically a crowd that can't disperse very quickly. That's it. So anyway, special
Good
guest
to know.
time. He's a bit on the drag, but he's got it eventually. So I hope he's still there anyway.
Well, we've just been talking to him.
How long is one
Okay.
sleep?
Yes, indeed. He does. Yeah.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
Welcome out.
Thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here on your show. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Terry,
We know.
Steve,
But
special
we-
guest sitting beside you.
But we just thought, you know what? It wouldn't be the show's not the same about Al. So because yes, Al was on 2 weeks ago. You're right, but because we're in Spain, we haven't got a lot of time to put the show together this week. I've been down to weddings in London. I've been here, there, everywhere. I don't know what hit me. I've sort of caught the ground running, I think, or hit Spain with the ground running, but or wheels on the train.
Well, you nearly hit something yesterday.
I had a near miss yesterday as well just to make matters worse, but there we are. all the calls were like, see, I can't see you. I can't light you up enough. Hang on. Steve's sitting.
Put it there.
I don't think it's working better that way, would it? There we are. That's better.
You blinded me now.
Hang on.
That'll do.
I can see a bit more. That's better. Because it looks like the silhouette of me.
Well, Steve,
Anyway.
the weather there looks beautiful.
It's absolutely
It
gorgeous.
is wonderful, yeah.
It's
9:30 at night, and it's still about 25 degrees.
Wow.
Well, I've got the fan on tonight.
But the pool lights. Hang on, put the pool lights on. You can see. If I put the pool lights on, you can see behind me. Nice pool there in the background. Up.
He's going to jump in it afterwards.
No, I'm not going to jump in it after.
As long as you got your clothes on, that's all we care about. Steve.
What do you think? I'd keep warmer if I'd done that.
Yeah, it's so funny. We were talking. I just came back from flying with Brad Alston, River City RVA. Anyway, I know I hacked up your name, Brad. Sorry about that. And we were flying from this beachy area next to the James River, and so every time you put a drone up, everybody thinks you're looking at them, right? And I'm like, if I wanted to look at people, all I have to do is pull up my phone, look at TikTok, look at all these beautiful women on TikTok. I'm not going to be, spying on people around here, right? Where's your phone, right? And they're shaking and baking and showing you this and that, and I'm like, seriously, if I wanted to look at beautiful bodies and beautiful things, I just pick up my phone and look at it. But what I'm looking for is, something compelling on the river or the city skyline and stuff like that.
So did you have a confrontation, Al? Is that what you're getting at?
No confrontation at all, really. Okay. But, as we were flying, there was this gentleman we just met, and actually we became friends. My new friend, Doug, he was there with his children playing by the river. And he said, "Hey, I got a Mini too, and I only fly 3 times a year." And then he starts telling me about how all these people approach him when he's flying. I'm like, yeah, it happens to everybody. I know, Marcus, you've been doing reviews, and people approach you all the time when you're trying to. You're like, "Hey, I'll be glad to answer those questions, but let me finish this video and I'll come on over."
Well, I got to tell you, Al, I was over at Tiger Park the other day, and I went on my walk. I usually do a 2 or 3 mile walk. As soon as I got back to my truck, one of my fans was waiting there because he knows where I park because he's seen it in my videos.
You got a stalker.
So you had the Tahoe there. You didn't have the Vet.
I had the Tahoe, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very nice product. Well, you're definitely all General Motors guy then. So
I don't know. The wife drives a Nissan, so
okay, gotcha. Yeah. Brad Alston, he's a Ford guy until he moved over to Chrysler product line, and everybody in his family is Ford. So he's like, "Why'd you get that?" He goes, "Well, I got a Hemi, and Ford doesn't have a Hemi."
So are you saying in America that cars are very politically minded, like that in a political sense, as in like people like really got a love and hate for certain makes of vehicles?
Some people do.
Yes.
Some people do.
Some families are like my 3 knowers now for me. He drives his Corvettes too, and he races them on the track. Marcus, he likes the track. He does. You like the drag race on yours, but he likes the track, and he gives the other neighbor across the street, a hard time because he's bought Fords. So there's Chevy and Ford bake-off.
What is that kind of using in the UK a lot for taxis?
Sorry, Jackie, I couldn't hear you.
They're not going to let Jackie get a word in edgewise.
Yes, minicabs, not taxis, Steve.
So Marcus and Al, what do you think of Prius?
Oh, the Prius.
Yeah, that's the one.
Prius.
Yeah,
Prius.
Yeah, I think Marcus got it right first time.
Because I'm just saying, I watch, as you probably know, I'm a big fan of Family Guy.
Yeah.
Brian the dog drives a Prius. They all seem like they're having a bit of a go at him because he drives his Prius. I think what's so horrible about driving? And I've just said to Steve, what are those taxis they use in London? And he said to me, they're not taxis, they're minicabs. Steve was a taxi driver.
I'm a proper taxi
driver. He did what they call the knowledge.
The knowledge.
If anyone in America watching doesn't know what the knowledge is, it's basically YouTube it. I'll tell you, I would spend the rest of the night explaining it. So YouTube it.
But I love the Toyota product line.
5 times.
About 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I give the Prius, a hard time because here, the passing lane's over in the left lane, and they like to sit in the passing lane and just poach and just sit there and roadblock you, everybody,
All right.
because they think that, you know,
Right, yeah.
oh, I'm saving the world. I'm not
Yeah, absolutely.
burning any gas. I'm all electric. And you guys are speeding. You need to slow down. Don't need to be burning gas. So they're annoying. So, Jackie, you're mobile. Where are you at now? I'm looking at your background.
All over the place. She's worrying me.
Yeah, no.
She's showing us our holiday home.
Jackie,
so we
you're
can rent
making
it.
me. So anyway, this for anyone watching, this is Jackie in her holiday home. So Jackie, just give us a twirl, Jackie. Just right. So if anyone wants to visit to Spain, okay, sorry, Jackie, right, all yours.
It looked like Brad's breaking out his grill. Hey, Brad, can I come over and eat some of that steak? I know you're having some of that T-bone tonight, man. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Al, you gonna watch? Al,
Bathroom.
do you want to come and rent a villa, a holiday home in Spain of
There you
Jackie?
I'm just waiting for guests, Al. That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Jackie's got guests arriving. And aren't they lucky? I mean, just look at the weather. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah! Look at that place. You could definitely hold a big party in that place.
I've got a lovely big terrace. Look, you see the
It is lovely.
there you
Oh
go.
yeah, that's the party place there.
Isn't
Hey,
it?
hey,
overlooks the golf
This is
course.
what we were saying, Al. You know,
No.
that in October, I said this last year. I think in October,
oh wow!
you guys from the States should come over to Spain. I'll come over to Spain. We'll all have a big meet up and we'll have a shindig, as you call it, or a party, as we call it.
I'm good with that.
Well, fiesta, as we call it.
Yes, as they call it in Spain.
We can
Everybody
skip
takes a
spin-up.
bullfight, and sometimes the bull he wins. You know what happens here.
I know
Anyway,
what's happening. These guests are going to arrive just at the joke, aren't they? I'm going to miss the flipping joke.
Yeah.
well, no, Jackie, just bring them in, introduce them, and
Put
say,
them on the spot.
just hang on.
You're live on YouTube.
Sorry about this, but we're just in the middle of a live broadcast. So if you don't tell them I'm coming, and it could be a couple who are not meant to be together. You don't know.
It's a bit of a VIP meet because this is
You'll have a whole
When they walk in like this, you know what's happened.
this is a booking that it was the only booking that during the coronavirus lockdown didn't cancel. They postponed. So
Okay.
I've stocked the fridge up with them with wine and beer as a thank you. So I wanted to do for stick.
Do you know what we got, Jackie? Nothing. We didn't get anything.
Oh.
We come here. We didn't got any milk, have a cup of coffee this morning. Didn't have any milk. We did 'cause we went out and got some last night, but there we are.
You didn't get nothing.
No welcome pack, was there?
No,
Steve?
no welcome pack.
Oh.
I'm going to stay with Steve and Mandy's. I get welcome pack. I get everything. They give me food and everything.
Yeah, we like to feed him up.
Welcome.
Like I need it.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah.
Like I need it, yeah. But no, anyone who's watching, never been to Spain, southeast of Spain, Jackie's place, and I can guarantee you'll enjoy it. However,
I
There's
can
only-
guarantee I would too.
the only
Or
thing I would say is you need a car. Or you need to be able to drive it as well, of course, but I mean, you need a car. Hi, Lauren. By the way, Lauren's just popped in the window. And hi, Lauren. How are
At
you?
least in Spain, they know which side of the road to drive on.
I don't.
No, they can't. He don't.
You got it.
So you drive down the road, you would get out of the way, you idiot.
As long as it's not a Prius, we're okay. You know.
You
So
see,
who's- Yeah, Mini 3 then, the Mini 3 Pro. Out of all of us on here, who's going to get it?
I don't know if anyone actually. I don't know if you actually watched
Yeah,
Oh,
that controller's
oh,
so
I-
big.
See,
After looking at that last video,
I did a survey of all those people. I asked people if they would do it. The majority of them said no. But then I thought, yeah, but they might not be buying another drone anyway. So I mean, it's easy to say no, so you're not going to buy anyway, isn't it?
Right, right. Who's pre-ordered it? Anybody pre-ordered it?
Marcus has.
Marcus.
No.
I ordered from the mothership.
Yeah. How many points you got? Oh no, they got rid of all the points things too.
Lauren says, get it. And I think get it. I must admit, I think for £849 or whatever, with that that so-called smart controller.
I hope Haley's not watching this.
Poor Jackie can't get a word in edgewise.
I
Sorry,
know,
Jackie,
I'm
we'll
not
say-
saying that. I'm not saying nothing because Mandy's watching it. You see.
Jackie,
Yeah.
you have to go like that.
Jackie,
I was going to say the camera that goes up 60 degrees. That's awesome.
I
isn't it?
know.
Oh, it's awesome. It is
Yeah.
awesome.
That,
Obviously,
the controller, the camera
I've
that
got a camera that
pictures
does
up,
that. Look,
and
ready?
the track mode, and just, that's it. You know, it's all the things that I would want.
Yeah, it looks good.
Because am I right in saying?
I wonder if we could track things by just looking up.
Did you hear that?
No.
Yep.
I just got
What do you
told
say?
off.
Mandy just said that to Steve. You bloody hate mine, drone.
That's her joke for the week, Steve.
Yeah.
It ain't a joke.
Yeah.
It ain't a joke.
The joke this week goes. Steve,
Well, it looks like in the chat.
Bloody hate mine, drone.
In the chat, it looks like Brad Alston has pre-ordered it. And
Yeah.
Let's see. I asked Lauren. Apparently, you haven't seen my latest post. You're right, Lauren. I haven't seen your latest post. Did Lauren get one from DJI, the mothership, already?
Lauren had one before any of us knew what a Mini 3 was. How
Ah.
about that?
So apologies. Apologies, Lauren.
Says he had it before the Me Too come out.
Marcus, what's your delivery date on yours?
They haven't given me one.
Oh, they haven't given one.
Even. Yeah.
Brian says he didn't pro it.
Yeah, my apologies, Lauren. Didn't know you had one before anybody else.
Well, I'm the same as Brian. Very
Yeah.
seriously considering.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I think it's an ideal type of drone. It's got good quality, day and night, obviously. It's this 360 angle on the camera, which I agree with Jackie, is quite, I'm sure there's a good point to that.
360? I mean 60.
60 degree upwards, I'd say. So yeah, I mean, it can only be a good drone, I think.
I
So,
can't buy.
Marcus, are you going to sell your Mavics to just keep the 3?
Why would I do that? Heck no. I'll tell you. Here's what people are missing about that little mini drone. It's going to be a fantastic product. There's no question about it.
Yep.
But is not going to have the power and the ability and the micro four thirds sensor, etc. that's on the Mavic 3. It's just not. It's going to be a great drone, but it's not.
I'll tell you, Marcus, I'll put money on the fact that will
Yeah, and on top of that,
that will do better in the marketplace than the Mavic 3 Pro.
Oh, I don't doubt it, Steve. I don't know. I agree with that. I think it's a little bit of genius on DJI's part. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Well, I wish they would migrate the Go 4 app to the Mavic 3, because that Go app is so much better than Fly app, in my opinion, because it has, and Lauren can probably speak to it in the chat, why maybe he likes the Fly app better than the Go app.
I'm a big fan of the Fly app, Al.
Why? Because of the master shots? No, just kidding.
Well, I do love the master shots. The master shots are great. That drone can pilot itself better than I can. No question about it.
Yeah.
And you can use that master shots to get some really amazing shots. However, Al, what I'm getting at is I like the simplicity of the Fly app as opposed to all the menus that we used to dig through on the Go app. Now, I get your point.
Because that's what I like. I like digging through the menus.
I do get your point, because there were things in that Go app that like as you said, you could get into some very deep detail with that app. So I do understand your point.
Yeah, because if you really want to get into the weeds, you have the option to get into the weeds, right? But the Fly app just doesn't let you get into the weeds. It just dumbifies it to a point that you're like, all right.
What are you calling dumb?
The only problem with the 4 app, by the time you're done,
I like how you do that. Who are you calling dumb?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Stephen Dare needs to make a point here. Stephen, what were you going to say?
Yeah.
I mean, look, quick message. Yeah.
Quick message.
No, say that by the time you go through the menus on the Go 4 app, you've used 4 batteries.
Where are you going?
Well, that's the thing. You got to memorize where everything is. If you don't know your product, you shouldn't be flying it. Sorry. I didn't mean to slap you that out.
But Marcus, then they bring out an update and they move things around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, that's developers, right? They got to do that every time.
Yeah.
Being on your toes.
It's like
Messing with the
Windows.
menus, just fly the drone.
Bye, Jackie.
You gotta go, Jackie. Well, Jackie's got to leave us now. Jackie's left us now.
Now, Apple is infamous
Don't worry,
for that,
Jackie,
right,
we'll be
Marcus? Apple will move stuff around on you all the time because you know what? My wife doesn't have an iPhone 13 Pro Max like you do and I do. And some of her features are not the same. There's not the same swipe and blah, blah, blah that you do with the iPhone, right?
No.
And
Okay.
so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
just do this, this, and that. Or she'll say, just do this and that. I goes, well, that's not going to happen on the 13. It happens on the 12 and the 10 and blah, blah, blah. But
Bloody,
yeah,
bloody, blah.
yeah, to the point is
Blah blah.
yada, yada, yada,
Now you've got to use bloody blah.
bloody,
Or
blah.
bloody blah.
If
Bloody,
you,
blah.
Bloody blah.
I like the bloody, bloody, blah because I
if
like
you want to
Bloody
be a drone
Marys.
seeker, Al, if you want to be a drone seeker, it's bloody, bloody, blah.
Bloody, bloody, Bloody Mary.
And your boots, your hood is your bonnet, and your trunk is your boot. Okay.
All right. I can see how I like to get my boot out of my boot. I guess that's where your boots and your boot.
So, Steve, I got a question for you, though, brother. So,
Okay.
my Corvette, that engine is in the back. So, do I call that the bonnet, and then I call the front the boot?
No,
Is it midsection engine?
your
Is it
engine is
mid-engine
in the
car?
wrong place on that one. Your engine's in the boot, and you put your clothes in the bonnet.
In the bonnet.
Your car's just upside down, Marcus. Sorry.
Turn the seat the way round, you'll be all right.
I don't know how that works, to be honest with you, Marcus. I've never come across that problem before. I've never had a car that has an engine in the boot.
Just ask it. You've never driven a Volkswagen?
Yeah,
You got a good point, actually. So what do they call that, Terry? Terry might know the answer to that.
I don't know. My first Volkswagen was a split screen, and that had the engine in the back.
Yeah, so what did you call it? Did you call that the boot then? What did you call it when you opened it to get it?
Well, I don't know. On the Beetle, you still had the bonnet, didn't you? Even though it didn't have an engine in there.
No,
Yeah,
the engine in the back.
Did the bonnet open? What way did the bonnet open up the normal way? The open
Yeah,
way?
yeah. On a Beetle, it did. Yeah.
On the normal way.
But
Yeah.
yours is a mid-engine car, Marcus.
It is.
So it is not in the boot. It's in the mid. How do you say the mid, Steve?
Well, so
It's
Al,
in the
when you,
passenger compartment.
Yeah, it's where
that's kind
where
of
the
the truth.
passengers should sit.
Because you know,
You're sitting on top of it.
Mind you, I used to drive a van where the
medium.
engine was actually between the front of the passenger and driver's seat.
you know what you call that in the U.S.?
Doghouse.
No, seriously, exactly right. Kev knows. You call that the doghouse. Yeah.
What do
Doghouse.
you call it? The doghouse.
the
Yeah.
doghouse. Yeah.
I think because it's about the same kind of size as what I really believe that's the case. That it's similar in size to a doghouse. Like when I used to drive a lorry, as you would call it, if I had a cab over truck, that part in the middle that the engine is underneath, they'd always call that the doghouse.
Well, actually, I'm thinking actually, my car now has actually got a very wide piece between a very wide bit between the passenger and the driver. And it suddenly occurred to me, I'm guessing that's where the gearbox is.
Yeah, that's your transmission tunnel.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be there.
So you gearbox.
Because the engine's up there, so the gearbox is behind the engine. Yeah, that all makes sense now. That does make perfect sense.
See, now if you were like a lot of cars now, like front drive cars, the gearbox is right below the engine instead of behind it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well, in the UK, a lot of car engines are what they call transverse, which means
Right.
the gearbox is to one side of it.
Yeah.
Right.
A bit like a drone, really. Hi, Mikey.
there
How
been-
you doing?
So instead of drone seekers, this week's show is auto seekers.
Ah,
Yeah. We
well,
haven't discussed much drone work.
Or e-bikes.
Or
So-
no, we haven't done e-bikes yet.
No, we're not e-bikes yet, right? So Terry and Steve have been out sort of doing,
And Jackie.
and Jackie have been out riding e-bikes all around, Murphy and beyond.
Murphy and beyond, yeah.
Yeah.
Went to
Yeah, but what we do, we combine that with droning, so it's a two
Well,
hammer.
you know what? The strange thing is the people who manage this villa we're staying in here. They said we were saying come out, bring that, do some drone flying, and they said, "Oh, yeah, I think there's a guy around here who does e-bikes and droning." And I started laughing because just before they went, Steve turned up. Steve's becoming a celebrity. So you come to Spain and you have a YouTube channel, you soon become famous. Because
No, it's infamous.
Infamous.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Mike at Fly Zone Drones. Thanks. Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Hi, Mikey. Yeah.
And
Anyway,
Lauren, we've been having fun poking fun at Marcus over there. Marcus,
Brad's
they've been
cooking in 20
tearing you up in the
minutes. Brad.
comments here, man.
Brad, what are you? Brad's cooking in 20 minutes. What? I want to know what you're cooking, Brad.
T-bone.
T-Bone.
Is it
They
nice?
ignored you,
Where are
Marcus.
you, Brad, want to know where you are? Is he
20 minutos.
20 minutos.
20 minutos. Vamos a comer.
Bye, Charlie.
Yes,
And
you
then
know,
I'll go on.
Mucho
I'll go
tequila.
in.
if you're watching, do you come do the joke now? It's your turn.
No, I'll do it.
No, she's bold.
I knew she would.
Right, okay. So, yes, it's that time of the night. Well, actually, it's gone that time of the night. Because
Well and truly gone.
So, 1, 2, 3, go.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Well, I was going to get married.
Mandy's upset now.
Is she? I'll get her to next week then. This.
She's disappointed now, Terry.
Oh, does she want to do it?
She's put her makeup on.
Oh, the Mexican maid.
I told all my friends I was going to be on YouTube telling a joke.
I thought the numbers went down.
Well, hold it. Here's what we need to do. Terry tells his joke, and then afterward, Mandy tells the same joke, and we can then judge.
Yeah.
But we haven't got a jingle that says Mandy's joke.
That doesn't
No.
matter.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, Terry. I'm listening, buddy.
Come on,
Even if
Terry.
nobody else is, I'm listening.
Terry's
The Mexican maid. This is from Mandy, actually. Mandy sent this to me today, and I've been out, so I didn't have much chance to get things ready. But anyway, the Mexican maid went to her boss. Hey, yo quiero more dinero. I'd like a pay increase. Wife was very upset about this, and she decided to talk to her about the raise. She said, "Now, Maria, why do you want a pay increase?" Maria replied, "Well, Senora, there are 3 reasons why I want an increase. The first is that I am better than you." And the wife said, "Who said you I am better than me?" "Your husband. He say so." And the wife replied, "Oh, yeah." And Maria said, "Yeah, the second reason is that I am better cook than you." Wife, nonsense. Who said you were a better cook than me? Your husband did. Now the wife's getting increasingly agitated. "Oh, he did he? Maria, what's the third reason?" "The third reason is that I'm a better at sex than you." And the wife's really boiling mad, thoroughly gritting teeth, says, "And who did my husband say that as well? Or did my husband say that as well?" Maria replied, "No, Signora, the gardener did." The wife said, "So how much do you want as a raise?" That's it.
No.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Terry's Joke of the Week.
I didn't get it, but
I'm still scratching my head, man. What
Right, do you want me
happened?
to explain it? The wife.
Right, so,
No, but
So
Mandy
Mandy-
needs to tell it now. Terry,
No, it's Mandy's turn.
Yeah.
Mine's slightly different twist on it.
okay.
Right, so
Just get you in the centre. Nice
Go on then.
yeah.
the Cockney maid went up to the posh housewife and said, "Here, missus, I want a pay rise. You're not paying me enough." So the posh housewife says, "Maria, what do you mean you want a pay rise? We pay you enough." So she said, "Well, I'm sorry about this, but if you don't give me a pay rise, there's going to be trouble. So there's 3 reasons why I want a pay rise, and the first one is I am much better than you." So the posh housewife says, "I am much better than me. Who told you that?" So she said, "Your husband did." So the posh housewife said, "Really?" So then the Cockney maid said, "Yeah, and also, I'm a much better cook than you are." So the posh housewife said, "Really? And who told you that?" So the Cockney maid said, "Your husband did." So she said, "Well, okay then. What's the third reason why you'd like a pay rise, Maria?" She said, "Well, I'm much better at sex than you as well." So by now, the posh housewife doing her nut, she's going, "What? My husband said that you're better at sex than me." She went, "No, not your husband, the gardener." So the housewife said, "Yes, Maria, how much would you like?"
I'll get it now.
I get it now.
Oh, crap. Well done.
The extra task she has to take on.
It's only, I actually halfway through that I think I actually got it and thought,
Terry, we need to have that scene or that segment in there, man. She totally go to it.
She did. Well, she doesn't know. She actually doesn't know that was an audition.
next week.
So now, Mandy,
Because next week the music go.
it's Mandy's joke of the week. Oh, Mandy's joke of the week. Oh, we call on Mandy, now we do. We call on Mandy too. Sorry.
That was great, Terry.
You just wrap around it as a jingle next week, mate. So,
oh man,
Well, she passed her audition.
That was even better than
She's
Terry's.
passed it, she's Terry.
Hey,
Well, Steve, it was.
Yeah, she's
You didn't
hired,
play the
man.
ending
She's
jingle.
hired.
Yeah.
You what?
You didn't play the ending jingle when the joke's over.
Oh no!
I thought he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Terry's joke.
Okay, I
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
Jackie, you
old.
said,
I missed it.
Yeah, we did
you
it.
said something, Jackie.
Yeah.
I said, "Poor Terry."
Oh, I'm quite happy.
Terry, yeah.
Stop this week, Terry. You're not allowed
Hey,
to quit. You do a good
I'm
job.
not quitting.
You're not allowed to quit.
No.
He thinks because he's going up to the UK, he's got us off the hook. Yeah, I couldn't-
No,
Your job's
I'll
a
be
life,
doing it
Terry.
from-
You know that.
I'm doing it from Wales next week.
brilliant.
Really? Why?
Terry, share a Welsh
I-
joke.
Oh, that's
I'll
right. You
try
traveled for a
I'll
little
try
bit.
and find a Welsh joke. We're going to Carmarthen.
Oh, come on,
And we're
mate.
staying, yes, we're going to there for a few days. And we're staying in the old bakery.
I was actually at a wedding
Nice.
once, a couple of Welsh guys there, and this is not a joke, this is serious. But I'd say, I went to, and I'd never met these guys in my life. I knew of them, but I'd never met them before. And the couple who got married, they introduced me to Doug and Glenn, I think their names were. And honestly, by the end of the evening, I had a pain in my side, laughing so much. They just. They just made me laugh. I think I don't know, Welsh people just make me laugh. It's just partly their accent. I don't have to talk, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because accent, but they're funny people. They tell jokes.
The good thing, though, Steve, where we're going, we're going to a place called Towie, and they've got their own steam railway there, a heritage steam railway. So I'm going to be going out and filming that if I can.
Nice.
Yeah, have a look and see.
Yeah.
Are you taking your bikes, Terry?
I'll take you're taking your What drones are you taking? You take both?
Both of them. I'm taking both. No, I'm not taking my bike because I've got another bike on which I'm giving to my grandson. My
that's right. I
yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard another idiosyncrasy there. Look and see. That's look around.
Yeah. Let's have a look and see what's there.
I don't know. We say that in the U.S. too. I don't know how. Maybe they don't say it in Virginia, huh?
They probably don't. Well, you got to remember, I'm really confused American because I grew up half of my life in Central America.
Central America,
Spanish is my first language.
Oh, whereabouts? In Belize?
Guatemala, which used to be part of Belize. And that was an interesting story because, you had a bunch of British not settled there. Huh? Yeah. And then all of a sudden they decided that they wanted to be independent of Britain. And
what
Guatemala
kind of country would do that?
And Guatemala goes, wait a minute, that's our property. Well, when British ships show up, they're like, okay, you can have it. There's nothing they can do about it. They became Belize.
I spent 6 months in Belize.
That's a wonderful area, isn't it?
Oh, I loved it in Belize City, in the airport, and also we were up on Mountain Pine Ridge on the Guatemalan border.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you go to Tikal?
No, we went across to Mexico quite a few times.
Chichen Itza.
The Yucatan Peninsula, Merida.
Yeah, because that whole area is just gorgeous.
Oh, it's fabulous.
It's untravelable in the rainy season, though. I mean, when it starts raining, there's no freaking way to get around that place.
No, we used to rain.
He was cooking.
Yeah. I loved it.
I've got to try.
Okay, Jackie.
Bye, Jackie.
High five.
Bye, Jack. See you soon. Be in touch.
Hey, so Terry and Al, I got a question for you about Belize. Now, I know that English is the official language in Belize, but do they speak Spanish in Belize as well?
Well, it is, but it's a patois.
Yeah.
And
it is
very difficult. Spanish, you wouldn't understand it.
There's 53 different Mayan dialects that been actually, documented in the Yucatan Peninsula in Guatemala too. But we're arrogant enough to say that we think that's 53, but there's so many uninhabitable places. I mean, places that you can't get to that I'd be willing to bet there's more.
Right.
Well, we used to walk out into the jungle, even in Belize City, on the borders of Belize City.
Yeah.
And you'd come across a Mayan temple. And it was just fantastic, and there was so much stuff. There's so much stuff.
Did you fly your drone over it, Terry?
No, I did a lot of diving there because I was into diving at the time.
Hey, can you come to Virginia and get a drone out of one of the quarries? It's $600 worth, but I'll give you half if you get it out.
It costs about $3,000.
All I care is about my Caddix peanut, man. Not my peanut, but my Caddix peanut.
Yeah.
Too much information, Al.
Yeah, he does. Anyway.
You're the only one that said something. I was waiting for the backlash on that one.
I don't know where the time's gone. It's gone so quickly, and we've had a great night. I don't know, the alcohol's helped, but Al, thanks for coming on again. As
Steve,
always,
thank you.
The perfect guest, as always. And thanks to Steve. Don't forget to check his video channel out, YouTube channel, should I say. Murphy and Beyond by E-Bike. Check it out now. And if you like and subscribe. Check Marcus's IDEO quadcopter.
Thank you.
I'm a member.
And Al's is Duranify. Like and subscribe.
You don't modify it, you Duranify it.
Duranify it, that's right.
Duranify.
So, the show will be back to normal next week. Well, say back to normal is never back to normal, is it really? But you know what I mean. I'll be back in England. Sob. And until then, we'll see you next week. Have a good week.
Good night, all.
Take care.
Drink a lot for us, Steve.
Yeah, we'll do.
D-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and lift off.